Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Randy Pringle, and we're out here on the California Delta, and I'm going to be throwing some new baits by Persuader American. And one of them is called the Super Quad, and it's a four-bladed spinnerbait, which I have tied on right now. And I'm going to pitch it back and forth around these weeds. It's a great blade to keep on top of the surface and work real well. A lot of this blade will deflect off of the weeds because you got a smaller blade in the front and a larger blade in the back, what allows you to give you a lot of flash. So by throwing this blade out and reeling it back in, just a slow movement has a tendency to make this blade really pick up the light and a lot of flash. And as you can see this bait coming to you, it gives you the opportunity to fish, the opportunity to see like a whole school of bait fish coming into the water. Persuader American is kind of like the forefront of baits nowadays. Out here in Northern California, they're one of the top-selling baits on the market. They put all high-quality components in their blades, which is very, very, very important for me. I like a blade that's got a very good swivel system, a fine wire, and a nice head to go right straight through the weeds. You got to have a big hook because you're looking for the big fish. Especially when you're fishing this time of year, springtime in the California Delta, you can't ask for any better. You know, when you're throwing that Super Quad, it has the opportunities, like this one right here, to catch a nice fish. And there you go, a nice fish on the Super Quad. Tell you what, when they want to eat it, they'll eat it. Nice job. Persuader American puts the bait right in your hands. All you got to do is cast it out. Put that fish in the boat. It's just not a lot of water. The water is really skinny, as you say. That tide is going out. You got those little bitty pockets. You work these little pockets, and this Super Quad allows you to just slow roll it right in the holes, twitch it, let a little flash. It's got some excellent flash to it. Allows you to put it right in the little holes where these fish are going to be on this lower tide. Just quickly put them in the holes, move them, and then bring it back out. Hole after hole, you just go you'll finally get a payoff because you'll finally hit all these holes, and there'll be a fish in one of these holes. And hopefully one of those big Delta big fish. That's what you're looking for. Oh! I tell you what, with that flash right there coming off of that, as soon as it hit the water, that fish come up and just smoke that bait. Tell you right now, what this bait's doing is it's looking like a small school of bait fish going through the water. And I'm pounding this bait up against this shoreline right here, and these fish along the shoreline are thinking that, holy smokes, there's a bunch of baby fish in the water. And they're going to want the whole school in their mouth. What's really unique about this bait and Persuader American, what they've done is they powder coated their heads, which gives it a very durable finish when you pound against these rocks, because as the day goes on, you don't want a piece of lead in your hand, you want a bait. So when you buy a bait, you want it to last, and that's what Persuader American has done for you. The Super Quad blade, what it's done is it's giving you the opportunity to look like a full school of bait fish the whole time you're fishing. Recommendation when you're fishing this bait is when you throw it in the water, walk it down. Don't just let it rise across the surface. Walk it down, and I think you'll get hits. So when you're throwing that, there he is. Oh, good. Feels like a good one. And I tell you what, Super Quad. I tell you right now, Persuader American, it's a winner. Gotta love it. Making my job a lot easier when I'm out here fishing. I just love it when they hit that bait. They feel that it's a a bunch of baby fish, and when they're hungry, the Super Quad just feeds them. You gotta love a bait that makes it a lot easier for the anglers, because the anglers always are seeing what us pros are using, and they want this guy, this guy, this guy. They all tell you a different story. But I'm here to tell you, it's a bait that works, and it will put fish in the boat. By Persuader American, the Super Quad. There's another one. I'll tell you what, if you want to have a good time, we're not catching big ones this minute. We're catching these males, but these males are just a fun time of fishing. I'll tell you, I don't care what size of bass you catch, you still got to love fishing. And I tell you what, Super Quad is going to put them in the boat. You know, one of the fine features of the Super Quad blade, let me get it out of the water and show you, is flexibility. When I like a blade to be able to flex. It gives you maximum vibration when it does this. This is made with 35 thousandths wire, and a lot of those ones that you see on the market that are a little bit less expensive than this is going to be like 40 thousandths wire, but that's what you're getting. You're getting one blade. It's going to give you a lot more premier quality vibration, whereas the other ones, it's like taking a 2x4 and using it as your fishing rod. Which one do you rather use? A nice rod or 2x4? You make the choice. There it is. 35 thousandths wire. You gotta love it. Puts the fish right where you want to be. The maximum vibration on those 4 blades. Super Quad. You know, here we go again with Persuader American. They have done it with the double buzzer. It's back, and it's better than ever. They've utilized their flat dynamic head to get on top of that water as fast, like their other buzz baits. And with their double buzzers up on the top, it's going to come in 3 great sizes. It's going to come in a quarter, then it's going to come in 3/8, then it's going to come in ½ ounce. And I'm looking forward to all 3 sizes for different concepts of fishing. This blade here has the opportunity to put a lot of noise. You can do several things with this blade. By using this double buzzer, you can actually take the blades and make them hit each other, or you can spread them out so they don't hit each other. So if you want a lot of noise when you have this windy day, when you don't want to throw a buzz bait, now's the time. Right here, the double buzzer by Persuader America. You know, when you're using a double, now there is a good fish. I'm telling you right now, the double buzzer has done it. Right there. Nice, chunky, fat fish. There we go. No worse for the wear. Double buzzer by Persuader America. And there you have it. Fish. You know, this double buzzer, one of the key facts on this thing and what makes it really unique is the counter-rotating blades, allowing this bait to walk right on the surface. As you watch the wind blow this bait's going to ride straight up, where that hook is going to ride right up in the air. It's not going to lean over right or left and get snagged on every tule that you find. It's going to ride straight through your target area, which is very important when you're fishing a buzzbait. Nothing worse than throwing a buzzbait and having that blade get hung up every other cast. The other thing is, these skirts are designed strictly for Persuader American's baits. And this one in particular has little individual cuts of different colors in it, which makes it flicker and flash as that bait goes through the water, which is very important. It's like the scales of a fish. So they're specially designed for Persuader American. The uniqueness of this is going to put a lot of fish in your boat. I'll tell you what, when these come out on the market, I highly recommend grabbing one of these double buzzers by Persuader American. You ever been two-time before? Well, let's stop and reverse that. I'm talking about the new two-timer right here by Persuader America. It's two blades, and they counter-rotate, offsetting themselves so the blade runs straight. It's got that patented flat surface to where that bait gets up on top of that water as fast as possible. So when you're fishing those weeded areas like we're seeing, it's going to jump on the surface as quick as possible. This thing squeaks right out of the box. We're talking about the two-timer. We're going to watch this and show you how it works. As you throw the bait out, running across this weed beds, it allows you just to go creep right across it. It doesn't get hung up. With those counter-rotating blades, one in front of the other one, it gives you a lot of gurgle and a lot of sound. The two-timer is a new innovation by Persuader American. It has all those patented things that you like about the Persuader baits. As you can see in the wind, it travels. The blade is designed with a little hollow hole, which gives you a little inline, which is protected, which makes it a little more long-lasting. If I bump it against the rocks or some trees or stumps, it's going to continue to work as well as possible. So tuning the blade is not such a problem with this one. It works as well right out of the package. You know, one of the things that Persuader is noted for is using their powder painted heads, which when you're smashing against rocks and bumping it, it holds a real taut to the color. It won't get chipped away. So you're going to utilize a bait for a long time. So when you're spending that money on a good performing bait, you're going to get the quality from Persuader American baits. Now I know that I'm fishing it today, but I was out with a friend with the first one ever designed. We were using it on the Delta right like we're doing today, and this 7-pounder came up and just ate that blade so fast. It was just an amazing thing to watch. It squeaks and squawks, and if you watch that blade going through the water, those two blades just counter-rotate, holding that hook right up. Now that's a 5-aught hook. When you're fishing for big fish, you don't want no 2-aught hook or a 2. You want a big 5-aught needle-sharp mustad hook. You want something that's going to give you that power. So when you're using that 20-pound test or heavier, going across these weed beds, you can put that big force into that bait and get that nice 6-7 pound fish in that boat. Can't ask for any better. Another great buzz bait by Persuader American, the two-timer, inline blades. You know, one of my favorite baits to throw is a spinnerbait. And one of the things that I like about a spinnerbait is throwing something that's a little more unique than the average fisherman likes to throw. And here it is, the Assassinator clacker blade. If you look at this blade the way it is right out of the package, these blades are actually in a parallel line away from the spinnerbait, not in an inline position. Whereas these blades, as you can see, they'll knock each other and they'll hit each other as they go through the water. If we watch it right here on the side of the boat, we're going to demonstrate these blades going through the water. if you can see it through that tree, and it might be a little difficult, but those blades are hitting each other. Now my cameraman might not be able to pick that up, but what I'm going to have my cameraman do is he's going to watch that rod tip on this rod, and I'll watch it pulsate. As it pulsates, it'll flop, and when it flops, it's going to hit. The blades are hitting each other. It just keeps going bam, 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 and what that does, it gives that illusion as if little minnows are schooling and they're hitting each other and they're clacking or banging. So you like that tip of that rod? Whack, whack, whack. They just keep moving. Boom, 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 boom. So it's not your just ordinary throw it out, bring it back in. Those are the guys I call a chuck and winder. You don't want to be a chuck and winder. You want to be a catcher. Yes. And here it is, the Assassinator Clacker Blade by Persuader American. This is the bait you want. Gives you that innovation that the other blades won't give you. If you want something unique, Assassinator Clacker Blade. You know, one of the keys on catching any black bass, when I do my discussions and I talk to the people out there, is that you want to make your bait look like it's injured. And the Assassinator Clacker Blade, that puts that position right for you automatically. These blades, as they travel through the water, every 5th or 6th time as they rotate, they hit each other. Once they hit each other, they flutter for just about a second, second and a half, 2 seconds, and then they start traveling again. What gives you that look of, holy smokes, there's a bunch of shad going through the water, and there's a couple injured, I'm going to eat it. Because Mother Nature has taught them, if it's injured, I'm going to eat it.
You know, I think one of the biggest mistakes people fish do on this lake with a buzzbait, they come from other reservoirs, you know, where they have a spotted bass and a smallmouth bass, they like it faster. These big old largemouth here like it slow as it can go. If you're going slow, you're not going slow enough. And as long as you got it working correctly, but any faster than that, it's usually a waste of time. Plus, I notice a lot of people make a mistake of getting about here and start burning it back because they figure it's over with. I can't count the number of bass, 5 pounds or better, I've caught with that much string out right next to the boat. And multiple casts in the same area where you think there's a bass, sometimes it takes 4 or 5 casts before they hit it. What I'm using right now is a Persuader. This is their new one they came out with last year. It's called a Gold Rush. This one happens to be in the black and red pattern. I like that early in the morning or in real dirty water. And it's a blade and blade. I like to throw it on spider wire. For several reasons. You can reel it back slower. Plus, do a lot of this around heavy weeds, under docks. It's a good way to get a big fish out. Oh, come out of there. Like it in the weeds, don't you? Not a Clear Lake special, but a fish on top water. Come on, little buddy. Little guy. Good old Persuader. Foot and a half of water. Okay. All right. Well, I told you it'd be a slow day. There's one. Drop shot fish. Okay. Well, I guess they will hit a spinnerbait. Little guy. Where's your mama? There's one. Hello. Right in the sun, huh? Come here, little buddy. Come here, you flop one more time. He wants to. There we go. A little bit better fish.